The movie begins in a class. Now I don't have a lot to say about this particular scene, so there's nothing about the scene that's worth talking about. But there is one thing that I gotta say that applies to most of this movie. The elves in this movie look like fucking children. In fact, the elves in this movie are played by fucking children. I gotta say, I found that very interesting because in most movies that take place on the North Pole and are about Santa Claus, the elves are adults. I mean, hell, even some of them have a fucking beard. But in this movie, along with the rest of the Santa Claus trilogy, they look like fucking children. That sure makes this movie different from most movies about Santa, and that is a good thing. Anyway, Mrs. Claus wants to desperately meet up with the rest of her family. And by that I mean the human family she is actually related to. Now Santa Claus comes up with a fucking brilliant idea, and that idea is to bring the family to the North Pole. But unfortunately it's not gonna be easy, because there is a possibility that some members of the family could fucking expose the location of the North Pole, and nobody wants that. So they have to think of a plan on bringing them here without them even knowing that they are at the fucking North Pole. And you know what? That makes a big conflict in this fucking movie, and that is so fucking awesome. It makes the movie more interesting and fun to watch. Anyway, later on, there is a big meeting between all of the famous mythological creatures like the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny. And I gotta say that I find the cameos of the Easter Bunny and a few others in this particular scene very fucking awesome. Of course, by this point of the movie, you don't know that he is lying. Anyway, when Santa Claus arrives to the United States to meet up with his human family, the reindeer start fucking farting. And I gotta say, that's so fucking funny, man. It's fucking hilarious. Then something very fucking awesome happens. He pulls a huge skateboard right out of his magical fucking bag. Anyway, back at the North Pole, Jack Frost manipulates one of the elves to tell him some classified information. And I gotta say that the way Jack Frost manages to manipulate him to talk is fucking awesome. That's exactly why he's such a fucking awesome villain for this movie. But it doesn't exactly tell Jack Frost how he can get that magical fucking snow globe. But he does find a way later on in the movie, which I will be talking about when we get there. And one interesting thing to note is that Sandman is the only mythological creature besides Santa Claus and Jack Frost that's actually important to the fucking plot. The rest of the mythological creatures only make brief appearances in a few scenes. But anyway, Santa's plan is for Sandman to put those two to sleep after they get into the car. But unfortunately, it gets screwed up, so Sandman is annoyed by all of the rambling on by the Newman family. But that's not discouraging, so their plans still fucking work. But the thing is, the elves in this movie look like fucking children. And at no point in the movie do the Newmans ask, where are the fucking adults? Which I find odd. The reason why this part of the movie is so fucking funny is because I love the pun that Jack made. Anyway, despite all the destruction that's happened, Santa Claus still manages to make a fucking awesome, fucking brilliant, and a fucking wonderful toy. How the hell did he manage to do that? I have no idea. But I fucking love the toy Santa Claus makes here. His toy making skills are mad. And then Jack Frost freezes Lucy's parents. Wow, that's very dark for a kids movie. Just goes to show that just because something is intended for kids doesn't mean that it can't go the extra mile. Jack Frost tricks Santa Claus into wishing that he has never become Santa at all. Jack Frost even puts the fucking Santa suit on, which means that he becomes the new Santa. Oh man, this isn't gonna turn out good at all. Anyway, back at the present day, that has been changed a lot. Scott still works at Christmas Eve. Well, they know him, but he doesn't spend as much time with them as he did in the alternative timeline. Anyway, Scott is on his way to the North Pole that has changed into a theme park. Now this could be bad news, but I personally don't think this is bad news. In fact, I think the fact that it's a theme park now is very fucking awesome. But anyway, you know what's really messed up? It's the fact that the parents have to actually fucking pay for the children to be on the nice list. That is very fucking messed up. Yeah, Jack Frost has ruined Christmas as well as Scott's life, that's for sure. Anyway, wait a minute, one question. Since Jack Frost changed the North Pole to such a massive degree, how the hell do we know that room still fucking exists? For all we know, he could have removed that room. Those things that I mentioned aren't exactly stupid, but they are minor flaws worth bringing up. And then Scott has to deal with security guards who go after him. Wait a minute, why the hell don't those security guards have a gun? Now I understand that this is a kids movie and all, but it makes absolutely no sense to me that those guards don't have a gun. Anyway, Scott has a fucking brilliant idea. Anyway, the elves find out that Lucy's parents are frozen. Yeah, there are some flaws with this movie, major flaws. It has been a tradition to watch this movie every Christmas since 2006 when it was released. And that tradition isn't ending anytime soon. Oh, and by the way guys, I'm not done. Next time I do a spoiler movie review, I am gonna do a spoiler movie review of another Christmas movie that I consider to be one of my favorites. So look out for that. Well guys, that's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.